Okay, in the last lab we had completed till I guess practical number 10, right? Yes. Am I audible, students? Say yes or no. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Again. Okay. Okay, is my screen visible? Yes, we had completed in the last session till 10th question, right? Yes, student. Hey, just write yes or no in the chat. Had lunch or not? Yes. Okay. Easy with other stuff. Okay, okay. So before we'll move further, just let me know how many students are still remaining with the project title submission process. How many of you are still remaining? I guess most of the students are completed with that process, those who are present over here, right? Uh, I don't know about Zaina and Allah. Zaina and Allah, did you submit the project definition to me via Google form? Okay, see, afterwards I'll not take your mini project if you are didn't submitted me the definition. Okay, so it will contain some internal marks. So if you are not submitted me that, so I'll not give you marks. Okay, so here I'm pasting the question number 11. Just try to understand the question. Afterwards, I'll explain you the whole thing. But first, try to understand the question, that what they want to say and what is the solution and how to start. Just think on this question and then we'll move further. Okay, once you're done with that, just let me know. We'll move further with that 11 number question solution. Okay, so how many of you are completed with this? Okay, question number 11. Okay, here is the question. Yes, over here. Our question is question number 11. Ma'am, we just have take input from user, calculate the value of V using PRN and give the output, right? Yes, exactly, Suman. Exactly, you are right. We need to calculate the value of V, but not for the only one as a 1000, but you have to do the calculation for starting from 1000 to 10,000, right? So for that, you need to require to put some for loop in that program. Okay, and based on that, you need to compare the values from 1000 to 10,000. Accordingly, put the condition of for loop, accordingly give the check the condition that either your p is less than or something like this, and then till the 10,000 value you need to print the every time the value of v on the screen. Okay, so we have a different types of combination of p, r and n. Okay, so the p value is 1000 at the first time, r value is the first to multiply with that 1000, that is 0.10, and n value is going to 1. So what you need to do, p multiplied with 0.10 plus 1 multiplied with n going to be stored into the v, right? So next time my p value is equals to 2000 multiplied with 0.12 plus 1, and your that answer multiplied with 2, right? So starting from 1000 to 10,000 you need to print the value of v on the screen. Okay, now am I clear with the things? Yes or no? Okay, other than Suman.
It's clear, ma'am.
Yes, clear. Okay. Kencho, no, ma'am. Okay, no problem. So what you have to do over here, that in this program, you need to calculate the value of V. How can you calculate? So P multiplied with 1 plus R and multiplied with N, right? So every time you need to do this, right? So first time, what will be the value? So V value is equals to 1000 multiplied with 1 plus my value is 0.10, the value of R, right? And it should be multiplied with n equals to 1. Next time, what will be the value of P, R and N? So you need to print the value of V, right? Now over here, what you need to do? So the value of your V need to, it's not 100, it's 1000. Okay. Second time, if I'll come up with this, so what will be the value of my P? That is 2000 multiplied with the 1 plus my R value will increment with 0.10 to 0.12. So 0.12, right? And multiplied with N value. Now my N is equals to 2, right? Okay, Kencho, am I clear with this? Okay. Other than Kencho and Suman, Daniel, Mihir, Mohammad, Naul, Sachit, Sangram, Yograj, and Zaina. Are you clear with the definition 11 or not?
Clear, ma'am.
Yes, Naul is clear with the definition, I know. Okay, you can continue with the program. Why did you join late, Sachit? Please join your session on time. Okay, so what you need to do? You need to do this many stuff in your program that you have to print the value of v every time. starting from your P's value is 1000 to P's value is 10,000. R value is 0.10 to 0.20 and N value is starting from 1 to 10, right? So first time my P value is equals to 1000 multiplied 1 plus R value is 0.10 and multiplied with N. So N value is 1. Okay, now second time, if I come up with the second time for loop, why? Because starting from 1000 to 10,000, I need to print the value of V every time. Okay, so I need to print the value of V 10 times, different values, right? Now second time, what you need to do? Second time you need to do is something like V equals to P. Now my P value is equals to 2000 multiplied with 1 plus my R value is equals to 0.12, right, over here, and my N is multiplied with 2. Okay, so the N value is 2 next time. Okay, okay, so for that uh, you need to just do some kind of things, something like a for loop, right? You need to use for loop in your question, and then you can go ahead with that things. Okay, so here is the solution. Now, okay, those who are understand. Oh my God, Yograj is completed. Are you completed with the program, Yograj? Yeah. Okay. Can you share your screen? Okay. Okay. Just to wait. Okay. Scroll down your screen. Okay. Okay. So for that. Okay. This is only for the first time, right? Yograj? But you need to print it for the 10 times because the first time my value is this, second time my value is this, likewise.
And we
You
have to
don't
give
need
the
to, no,
manual
you don't need to give the value of
automatically.
P, R, and N, right? It will be incremented automatically. Okay, Yograj? No need to take the values from a user for P, R, and N. Okay, Yograj? Am I clear?
Clear, ma'am, clear.
Okay. Okay. So don't do something like this. First, user will enter 1000 and 0.10 and 1. Second time, user will enter 2000, 0.12 and 2. No. You need to generate one table which will give you the output starting from 1000 to 10,000, 0.10 to 0.20, and 1 to 10. Okay. In every condition. Right. So hash include using namespace standard integer mean. We require only you can say the for loop in this example, so we can easily check the output. Okay. So first of all, what I'll do, I'm just declaring the variable b. First time I'm initializing with the 1000. So afterwards, if I want to increment the value of p, it will be easy for me. N equals to 1. So every time I'll change with this value of n. So float variable of the value of b will be in the float, right? And r equals to, first time I'm initializing with the 0.10. Now, I required one for loop for that purpose. Why? Because I want to print the value 10 values starting from 1000 to 10,000, right? So what I'll do over here, so for loop integer I, so I need to declare that I over here. Okay, first I'm initializing my I with the 0. I is less than 10 because I want to print that value 10 times, right? And I plus plus. Okay, in that for loop, what I have to do, I need to print that value of p. Okay, so p multiplied with 1 plus r multiplied with n, right? But the 1 plus r will come into the, you can say, float, right? So that's why I am type conversion with the float. Okay, and now over here, what I'll do, I'm just doing that. I'm printing the value of p equals to, so that we can understand that for 1000 my v value is this, for 2000 my v value is this, for 3000 my v value is this, and so on, right? So I'm just doing that many things over here. So first it will give me the value of p, then it will give me the value of r, and n. So n and n. Okay. So afterwards I have to print the value of v, right? So C out, the v value is equals to no. So the, oh sorry, my screen is not visible. Yes, now my screen is visible. No, Sagni. First time you have to take the value of 0.10, then you need to take the value of 0.12, and then you can increment with 1, right? So you need to check the value that if my, you can say the, over here. Okay, just wait. I'll come up with this. Okay. So for that, what you need to do, you just need to, Sagni, I'm telling to you, for that, what you have to do, that first time check the value of R. That if my R value is equals to 0.10, then increment it with 2. Otherwise, increment with 1, right? So in the first case, your R value will be 0.10 to 0.12. And afterwards, your value is incremented with 1, right? Am I clear with this, Agni? Okay. Okay, right? So afterwards, what I have to do? Because at the first time my R value is equals to 0.10. But if I will do something like incremented with 1, in that case, the second case will be wrong, right? So for that, I have to check the if condition. That if my R value is equal 0.10, then what you have to do, then in that case you just okay, so here I am giving you the brief of shorthand operator, right? So what it will do, it will give you r equals to r plus your value, right? So this is the shorthand operator. I guess you are aware with that. So you must have to increment with 0.2, right? And in else case, and then in the other case, right? So what you have to do in the other case, you just need to increment your r with the 1 only. Okay, so here is the logic that how can you implement that many stuff, this one, r value stuff, sorry. Okay, how can you do jump from 0.10 to 0.12, right? So here is the solution, that in first time you need to increment that r value with the 2, and afterwards your r value will be incremented with the 1 only. Okay, yes, and one more thing, I must have to increment my p value also. Okay, so what I'll do, p is equals to 1000 every time. So P is equals to P plus 1000. Next time P value is equals to 1000 plus 1000. So the value is equals to, you can say P plus 1000. Okay, over here. And first time what it will do, it will increment your value with 0.12. And afterwards it will increment with 0.13, then 0.14, and so on. Okay. Okay, yes. Am I clear with this, students? Okay, now, okay, now Yogra just completed with the question. Good. Okay, Tilaun, what are you doing? Just unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Completed with the code.
No, ma'am. Just I'm now joining now.
Why you are late?
I was outside.
Hello. Just complete that code. Okay, Mihir, what about you?
Question, ma'am. Again.
Okay, yes, you can. Okay, you can unmute yourself. Okay, Mihir, can you hear me? Yes, Mihir, can you hear me? If you can't unmute yourself, then just write it in the chat. Okay, very good. Okay, those who are completed with the code, I guess Agni, Yograj, and okay, only two students, right? So they can just take one small example with the inline function and just create one small calculator example with the inline function, right? Okay. So only 4 questions, ma'am. We can take p as an integer. So the p value. Yes, you can take the p value as an integer.
No, not integer, ma'am. I create directly.
Ma'am, can you see if my code is correct or not? That is, I can use this code. Okay, Suman, you can share your screen. Okay, so in this case, first time your value of r is equals to 0.10. Second time your r value is equals, just scroll up your output window. Yes, okay, just scroll up. Okay, okay, over here. Your r value is equals to 0.2, right? So instead of that, your r value should be over here, as they were mentioned that your R value first time it is something like 0.10, then it is 0.12, and then it's 0.13, right? So in that case, it will not work properly. This is 0.2, so we need 0.12. No. Okay, no problem if you can't say. Yes, so for that R value, what you need to do? 0.01. Okay, so you need to add 0.01. Okay. Yes, output was not 0.11, but you have to skip that 0.11. Instead of 0.11, you need to start with directly with the 0.12 because they were mentioned in the question. That's why over here. Okay, so you can do something like this. Okay, so add 0.02 and otherwise add 0.01 instead of 0.1. Okay. Okay, now those who are completed with the question, they can just complete the question in line. Okay, calculator of plus minus multiplication and division with the inline function, right? With the inline function. Okay, so the simple, if you want to use inline in your question, so what you have to do, you just need to complete that function within 1 to 2 lines, right? So you need to write the function body, which will include the 1 to 2 line for the question. Okay, ma'am, where can I find the lab manual containing all the questions? Okay, so I think it is available in the syllabus, which is available in our portal, but still, just give me today's lab. After completion of our lab session, I surely upload that lab manual. Okay, Yuvraj? Otherwise, I thought that the lab manual is available with you with the syllabus, so that's why I'm not shared that. Okay, but no problem. I'll upload it for you. As well as one more thing, you need to keep in mind is that I am sharing one Google Classroom link today or tomorrow, and you have to accept that Google Classroom link, and you need to upload your programs in that Google Classroom, right? Okay. Okay, students. Okay, good. Yes, you need to upload that question in the soft copy only. So submit after completion of your one question, you can upload it in that Google Classroom. So I can verify each and every student's practical from that classroom, right? So this is feasible, I think. So the assignment, or you can say the soft copy of your program, you need to upload it in the Google Classroom itself. So it is beneficial for you also that at the end of semester you have all the programs in your account. Okay, and one more thing, today our lab is going to complete it at the 2:30, right? So we are wind up our session at 2:28 nearly. 2 days only, this is only for 2 days, so just complete it by time, and we'll wind up our session at 2:28 because there is some important task, so that ma'am, I did it, but still showing 0.12. Can you once? Okay, you can. Okay, it will showing you the 0.12 also at the second for at the second time for loop of a second condition. Okay, which question? This one, Sachit. I used if and else statement. Okay, okay, very good, Sachit. Okay, Suman, you can share your screen. Okay, we'll check. Don't worry. Okay, now just scroll up your output window. Yes, Suman, just scroll up your output window. I can't see the code of 0.11, 0.12, 0.13, something like this in the output. Okay, yes, Suman, can you hear me? Okay, Mohammad Saif Raza, can you hear me? Just unmute yourself. Okay, very good, Daniel. Yes, what are you doing? I completed with the first question. Yes or no? I'm trying. Okay, can you share your screen over here? Okay, I have no problem if you are not completed with that question. If there is any mistake, I can help you. Just share your screen over here. Okay, students. So just write your number, your class name and stream in the chat box. Today we'll wind up our session at 2:28. This is only for today. So just write down your enrollment number, your class, and your branch name. Internet is not good, ma'am. Okay. So if you want to implement the inline in that function, as I have told you that implement that many stuff. So in that inline calculator, what you have to do over here, that just I am sharing the screen one more time. So those who are not completed, okay, Sachit, just wait, don't leave the meet. Okay, Sachit, I can't give you the attendance because you are joined very late and you left the meet very early. Okay, so the question is, you can say inline function. Okay, so those who are not completed with that second question, that give some example of inline for the calculator purpose, they need to complete that question by your own. Okay, and whenever you will come in the next session, just complete that question and come on that session. Okay. Okay, so first thing, for that inline function for the calculator, right? So in that question, what you have to do, just write down the inline in the function, then write down the function name, that is add, and the return type of my add is integer, and what I need to do, that I am passing the integer a comma integer b. And the nature of my inline function is something like they must have to return a plus b, but the body of your inline function should be in the one liner only. Okay, so you need to do something like this. Okay, now, oh, very good, Tilaun is completed with the inline also, right? And at the integer main, you can say you have to do something like you need to take the values from the user x and y, right, and pass it at z equals to add 3 comma, oh sorry, x comma y, right? So it will work perfectly. Okay, am I clear with the inline question, students? Okay, in the next lecture, first of all, I'll check the 2 questions of every student and then we will start with the new question. This one is the first question, ERN question, and second question, this is inline function, design one calculator using inline, right? First of all, I'll check that 2 questions of every student and then we'll move further with the 12 and 13 question. Okay, so keep in mind that you must have to be ready with that 2 questions.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, Tilaun.
Can you share me the first question?
Sorry.
The first question. Can you share me?
Okay. The first question. This is
chat.
available in the chat, but still, I'm pasting that question over here.
I cannot.
Okay. Now you can check that question. Yes, it is available in the chat. Okay. You can leave the meet. Thank you so much, students. Okay, sorry for the inconvenience, but I have to complete that work. So for that, we'll wind up our session today itself, and the 2:30, right? So thank you, class. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Surely we'll complete our remaining task in the next session.